6,000 years before the birth of Christ, a great lake forms out of glacial cold. Land emerges. This would become home to every kind of immigrant. They would call it Toronto, City of Dreams. It's the American Revolution that helps create Toronto, and it's a British commander named John Graves Simcoe who will father it. When the British lose their American colonies in 1783, 30,000 United Empire Loyalists stumble north into Canada.
I am happy to find that there are, in the gift of the Crown, lands of so good soil and climate to settle all such royalists as may come from the southward.
The largest number of people who came in early were fugitive slaves who were looking upon Toronto as refuge. Black Loyalists came to Canada with the promise that their freedom would be granted under the law. They came to York because it was far enough removed from the American border that they felt it additionally secure.
Slavery disgusts Simcoe. He sails back to Newark to run Parliament, and in the first session, he proposes legislation to abolish slavery. It's the first distinctly human rights statute against slavery in the entire British Empire. Simcoe writes that he cannot assent to any law which
discriminates by dishonest policy between the natives of Africa, America, or Europe. Lieutenant Governor John Graves Simcoe.
In 1851, George Brown, founder of the Globe newspaper, starts up the Canadian Anti-Slavery Society at St. Lawrence Hall.
Canadians have the duty of preserving the honor of the continent against slavery, to aid in the extinction of slavery all over the world. George Brown.
Toronto becomes an accidental city of refuge, as it was for the Loyalists, as it always will be.
I came from Ukraine, from Kiev.
I come from Saigon in the South Vietnam.
Come from Nigeria.
I was born and brought up in Bombay.
They come for a second chance and for their children, but crowds of immigrant children have nothing to do on the streets of Toronto. In 1852, Egerton Ryerson opens Ontario's free public schools.
It is of utmost urgency that education be our first priority for all children in order to shape them for their future role as citizens. Egerton Ryerson.
He didn't want just the elite to have their children educated. Education must be for all the young people. So it must be free. It must be compulsory for everyone 14 and under. That meant that the teachers who are going to be teaching them have to be trained. And he said we must build a normal school to train them. We must build a model school for them to have an opportunity to practice their trade. Furthermore, every school should have a library.
Ryerson's public school system is a model copied right across Canada, and Toronto remains one of the few places where education is unsegregated.